Yellow, yellow. TGIF people. It's a Friday. We've had some weird, wacky weather today. I literally don't know what's going on with UK weather anymore. Literally, we had everything. Absolutely everything today. Gloomy, grey, looked like it was about to, the heavens were about to open. Get to about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then there's thunder and lightning and torrential downpour. Some places had hailstones, some places had snow, and some crazy shit. And then, not 30 minutes to an hour after that, it's sunshine and rainbows and there's clear skies and it feels all summery again and everyone feels happy inside. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with British weather, but it's all messed up. But hopefully something that isn't going to be messed up is Manchester United at Selhurst Park tomorrow, because this is a tough test for Manchester United, given circumstances with the team, the manager, the coaching, the tactics, and all of that jazz. It does feel like there is sufficient risk for Manchester United, especially in on-pitch proceedings and how we are dealing with the opposition from a defensive standpoint, attacking standpoint. And do you know what? I think attacking standpoint, we look in recent times, as far as the past two games are concerned, we look okay for the meanwhile, but we don't know if we slip back into bad habits or old habits, which old habits are bad habits in United's case. But man, Crystal Palace are definitely not the sort of team that you say, wow, it's guaranteed 3 points in it. Well, it's not really, is it? It's Crystal Palace. They are always going to make it a tough day away at Selhurst Park. It's a tough place for teams to go. Very, very lively atmosphere. Um, and I just think with the way Palace play, and from time to time, that they do make it, just a hard team to to break down. And not that they sit back, two banks of four, or completely park the bus in any way, but just a difficult team. Relatively well balanced, well coached. A few key players in there. I think losing Michael Elise, massive hit for Crystal Palace. However, Eze's still there. I believe they've also signed what's his face, the Ismail Assar, another tricky player that I think, given that he gets a bit of game time, could probably cause a bit of damage. Mateta looking like he's got his goal scoring boots on so far this season, looking like a viable goal threat aerially and also with the ball at feet. Um, so yeah, Manchester United, we've got our work cut out for us. Even if they will play slightly more straightforward football, um, yet still, I do believe that with Crystal Palace, they've played all right this season. They have played all right this season. Thinking they're currently in 16th place, and currently record stands with 2 wins, 2 draws. Well, not in the league at the very least. The league is 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss. With Manchester United, it stands at 2 wins and 2 losses. So not too different. Not really too different. We've dropped 6 points. Palace have, I think they've dropped 5 points. Is it? No, they've dropped. Actually, how many games have they played? They played 2 cup games. So yeah, I can't actually see further back from their West Ham game. So I think they lost the game before that as well, or drew it. But yeah, nonetheless, Oliver Glasner somebody who when he took over with Palace last season looked like a very modernised approach with play style, and got them on the same hymn sheet, you know, playing some good stuff, breaking teams down, tactically outclassing, managing games well, managing players, expectations well, doing all the things that Crystal Palace needed him to do. And now this season, it feels like perhaps maybe a Glasner honeymoon is over. The honeymoon period for Glasner is over. A bit more of a reality check. I think it's Brentford is the team I'm thinking of. Palace, they did lose to Brentford. I think that game was 2-1 to Brentford. But yeah, it's a good team. Obviously, missing Michael Olise is going to be problematic for them. But like I've said, Eze's still there for creativity. You got a bit of skill with some wingers, and with the fullbacks as well. I don't think Schlupp plays at left back anymore. I think he's actually a winger. I think Tarek Mitchell, I think is their left back, and good bit of pace to his game if they try work an overlap. Double up down our flanks could be problematic, but then again, talking about the right hand side, aren't we? With Mitchell down the left hand side, they'll be up against Mazraoui and I believe Diallo. I think it's those two again. So far, fantastic partnership, seems to be working well. Keep it going. Keep building that sort of the chemistry between the two players, like a second natureism. They don't have to communicate or make it obvious what they want to do. They're just casually as you do, and get that sort of chemistry going. And it's hard to play against because you don't really know for certain what to expect. You don't know what to expect, but you have to sort of find out as in the moment, in the second that you're playing, what to expect from your opposition. But yeah, I think we need to have the very consistent performances so far from Mazraoui. I think he's been quite consistent. He's probably been the most consistent player so far in Manchester United throughout the season. Not to say that nobody else has been consistent, but I think quite a few players have been consistent. And Amad Diallo, for what he's done on the pitch when he has been on the pitch, has been doing very much the same things every time he's on the pitch, causing problems, keeping players guessing, and breaking teams down from the wide position. So I'm all for Diallo starting another game. Get that man a starting position. So I think, yes, we can expect to see Diallo again on the right-hand side. I think goalkeeper, of course, Andre Onana back to Premier League. It's no Bayendier business anymore. I think it's back to, starvation settings for Bayendier, which is a shame for him. But maybe it was a clean sheet for him in the Carabao Cup. Maybe next round he gets another opportunity, or just in rotation, in a rotation basis, that we give him a lot more opportunities this season. I think that's important that we do that. So I believe that should be the case, and I hope that it is. We need to see more Bayendier across the season. For left back, it's an interesting one because I think Luke Shaw's still not fit and available. Tyrell Malacia has just started training with the group again. He's now back in full team training, which means that it's about integration into the squad setting rather than getting the green light for a fitness clearance. I think fitness clearance is where you will say the players are ready to join the other players in the squad, because they will start doing the sort of training grounds, team versus team training regimes, where Malacia builds a little bit more of that match fitness side to his game, and I think it's important that he gets those minutes into his legs and um, builds back match fitness, because we don't have a left back fit at the club at the moment. We don't. Well, we do in Harry Amas, but we're not seeing Amas around at the moment, which is a bit of a baffler. But yeah, I don't know with Harry Amas, but I do hope that we do see that with the fullback situation on the way with improvements. It's getting better. It's getting better, but still still some noteworthy injuries there. We've had Hoyland and Mount rejoin training last week, or the beginning of last week, or this week. So they're in contention. I believe they are travelling with the squad to London. So I think probably will be sat on the bench. If they're starting for some weird reason, that'll be another big red cross in the checkbook of Ten Hag, that he's mismanaging players. I think players like a Hoyland or Mount, right this second, I would, if you give them any minutes, you're giving them 10. You're giving them 5 to 10 minutes at the end. Come on in a game setting and put your legs through a little bit of pacing, like stress tests. Don't stick them on for 90 minutes, because that's suicide, genuine suicide, and you'll just aggravate injuries again from prolonged workout extent. And just ease them back in. Got to be Xerxes to start this game up top, and to continue good link up as well. Continue very good link up. He worked well with Garnacho and Rashford last game against Barnsley. I think Rashford guaranteed to start on the left, even though Garnacho got 2 goals. Maybe, just maybe, they got Ten Hag runs with Garnacho on the right because of those 2 goals against Barnsley. He's in goal scoring form. Amad Diallo a little less so, but still, at the same time, it's like, do you do that? Do you go with goal scoring? The fact that he's scored goals is the reason you start Garnacho over Amad, or do you just go with a case of familiarity to what the image is as far as your best team is concerned? I personally, I would go with Amad Diallo just for familiarity's sake, and I feel like Amad Diallo's got a bit more to offer, technical, like from a technical standpoint, a little bit more technically gifted than Alejandro Garnacho. So for me, Diallo on the right, with Rashford probably on the left. If Rashford is got the confidence, for me, if it was down to me, it'd probably be Garnacho on the left with Rashford on the bench. But Rashford, if he's got the if he's working with his confidence, and he performs well again tomorrow, then fair plays to him. I'll be all for starting him then the following game, because it would be in the case that he's performing well, and that's the very bare minimum that we ask from players. That you don't hide behind PR statements or political agendas or anything like that. We don't care about your politics. We care about what you're doing for us on the football pitch. And if you're performing on a football pitch, then that's the letter of the law. You perform on a football pitch, you get rewarded with more starts, with more faith, with more support, with more backing. That's how it works. That's how the cookie crumbles. You have to pull your weight on the football pitch. If you don't, you start letting people down. The football fans become frustrated, and we've given you chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. Well, now we need to see you delivering. If you've had a few goals, cool. We need to see you now go get some more goals. Try and get yourself some goals against Palace. If you can't score any goals, set them up. If you can't set them up, put your uses in other areas of the pitch. Build up plays, give and goes, work chances, cross it into danger areas, carry the ball into other areas of the pitch, do all the necessities to make ends meet for your team, to connect the dots for your team. So that's how I feel with Rashford at the moment. Um, as for other players on the pitch, I think the DM situation's got to be Agate and Mainu for me. I think Agate and Mainu, the best defensive midfield partnership, I think, for the meanwhile. Um, whether we will see that or whether it's going to be Eriksen, given that he scored goals as well. If Eriksen plays because of the goals tomorrow, then Garnacho's going to play because of the goals. I think it's as simple as that. But for me, I wouldn't start Eriksen. I would start just simply because I think Eriksen needs to be the number 10. If you're playing him, he's got to be in the 10, not in the number 6 or an 8. For me, technical prowess, he could give you something different if you do sub off Bruno. And if things aren't working for Bruno, they could work for Eriksen. I think, if you're leaving substitutions for your number 6s, it's got to be Toby Collier and it's got to be Casemiro, those two. I think it just has to be those two players. Mason Mount probably, again, is another option that you get for the number 10. People will start using him as a number 8, but I don't rate that. I don't really rate Mason Mount at all. But that's my preference. I wouldn't play him at all. He wouldn't be at the club if it was up to me. But that's just me. I don't rate Mason Mount as a Manchester United player, let alone a number 7. Let alone the number 7. What a PR disaster class that is. But yeah, that's the fundamentals of the team for me. The centre back partnership, De Ligt, De Ligt, Martinez, the obvious choices, we can say. Definitely the obvious choices. And yeah, I think a team like that should be good enough to walk away with a clean sheet and a couple goals. So 2-0 is my expected score. Now, whichever way it goes, at the end of the day, ultimately, 3 points is imperative. 3 points is imperative, nothing more and nothing less. Failure for 3 points is going to be some more question marks, and we'll start to retract our votes of confidence in the team or in the manager, and we'll have to start asking questions again. But it would be reliant completely on how it is that it would happen if we were to drop points against Palace. And that's the thing. I'm not even going to address it as a loss. I'm just going to address it as drop points, because a loss is the same as a draw. It's a dross. You both lose more. Both results, you lose more than you gain. So for me, it's as good as a loss if you draw. For me at least. So, but yeah, even if it's 2-1, got no problem with it. It's 3 points, and we need points. If it's more than that, if it's like a 3-4-0 or 4-1, 3-1, I'll be happier. I'll be happier with that, because again, it's using goal scoring prowess and form to your advantage and making the most of it. I think that's important. Being able to upkeep that, because we've scored 10 goals in the last 2 games. Keep it going. If you make it 14 goals in 3 games, I mean, damn, that's that's Southampton, Barnsley, and then Crystal Palace. But Southampton and Crystal Palace are both away games. So you've done respectable damage at a semi, I think he's by default a semi difficult away place to go at St Mary's, just because it's Southampton. Banana skin game, I think, with Southampton. probable banana skin game, but Crystal Palace will be the tougher place to go. And if we can get a good result there, then I can only give two big thumbs up to that. Two big thumbs up. But yeah, I'll side with a 2-0 scoreline with tomorrow, with tomorrow's game. Whether we get 2-0 or not, it remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. But anyhow. If you think that is also a double thumbs up, make sure that you do spare one of those thumbs for the video down below. So please like, if you would, pretty please like for me, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, if you're new, and all of that jazz, all of that good stuff. And also pop your thoughts, your verdicts, your predictions in the comment section down below. Hopefully we are back with the match reaction tomorrow, discussing what a delectable scoreline and performance that Manchester United attain on the 4th or 5th. It will be the 5th Premier League weekend of football. So I'm looking forward to it, to see if we ride on this wave of confidence, because I tell you what, get through this game, the tests don't get any easier. I'll tell you that. They don't get any easier. They keep coming hard and fast. Twente will be the next one in midweek on Wednesday. Europa League, tough test, but a vote of confidence. I think we are. I think we should be ready. We should be ready for Palace and Twente in the week. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the match preview, and let us know what you think. What do you make of this game tomorrow, and what do you make of any other fixtures in the Premier League? Comment section down below is the place to stick those thoughts and feelings, and we'll see you again tomorrow. It should probably be around 8:30, about 8 o'clock, 8:30. Potentially 9, depending on what goes on in the evenings, but nonetheless, we'll catch you guys then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday nights, whatever you do, whether it's spent chowing down on takeaways, or like I did with the pizza, whatever floats your boat, or curries, or fish and chips, whatever it is you choose to be doing. Enjoy your Friday nights, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Until then, take care, goodbye, and see you round.